So the title of the message is "Are You a True Christian?" And the Bible reference John chapter 1 from verse 6. So brethren, the message the word Christian has been misused. And it has been abused and misinterpreted by the majority of us Christians and even the non-Christians. So there is need for you and I to throw that truthful light of God on that subject, Christianity. Who are the Christians? Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? What makes you a Christian and what makes you not a Christian, as the Bible specifies? Many call themselves Christians, but does Christ call them one? Are we together? Say to somebody, are you here?
Are you here?
Brethren, for the fact you are a Christian does not make you a candidate of heaven. To make heaven, you must be a practicing full-time Christian. There's nothing faking. There is nothing like part-time Christian. There is nothing like semi-Christianity. It has to be full-time. Say to somebody, full-time.
Full-time.
Today, I want to throw this light onto this very quickly. Many are Christian by title. They are Christian by names, but they are not Christians according to the Christ standard of practice for every Christian. It is good to clarify this as well. Not all Christians or not all Christ followers are Christians. Or not all the people you see in the church are true Christians. It is very surprising. You may see them in the house of God, but they may not belong to God. Majority are mere followers for their needs and their wants. Once again, today's message is not condemnatory, but it stands as checks and balance to correct ourselves of the true part of service that make us qualify for that honorable title of Christianity. Brethren, you may call yourself anything. Does God call you somebody in his body? Many of us love to become Christians, but we are not ready to carry out the accompanying cross of Christ. Every Christian has a cross that goes with that name, Christian. The more reason the word Christianity is not working for many today, because they have dropped what makes Christianity to work. See, the letter C before that word Christian is missing in the life of many Christians. And that is the letter C that stands for commitment, it stands for communion, it stands for continuity, it stands for courage, it stands for confidence, it stands for Christ consciousness, and it stands for conscience. That letter C is missing in the word Christian in many lives today. And the name Christianity is only a form of identification to a Christian body, but it is not for justification. Christian body, we are called Christians. Christianity is for Christian body, but it doesn't justify us. It is not for justification. I want you to know that justification comes through practicalization of the word of God. Are you practical about the word of God? Ask somebody. Say, are you practical? Let me break it down simply. Christianity is a religion of practice, what you preach. You heard that songs in the 2000s. Practice what you preach. Christianity is a religion of you must practice what you preach. Majority are in Christianity churches. Most are in Christianity circuits. But Christ is not in them. And these are the ones who answer the group name, but their act, their deeds are far from what Christ stands Ask somebody next to you this question. Are you a Christian? Be careful if you ask them and they look away. Say, are you a Christian, auntie? Uncle, are you a Christian? I heard somebody saying, I reserve my comment. For security reasons, I reserve my comment. Listen to this. Majority don't know that Christianity is only rewarded if and when you finish well. It is good to start, but the Savior shall judge you with whatever you have been found doing before your time expires. What am I saying here? Christianity is not only about starting. You have started. It's not only about starting well, but it's about finishing well. The beginning is good, but the end matters most. The more reason the God we serve is the God of beginning and the end, according to the book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 8. So true Christians are believers with blessed beginning and rewarding end. The Bible says in the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Brethren, true Christians are the people who recognizes their middle name as endurance. Ask somebody, can you endure? We are in the world, we are in the society. When we say, oh, I am not for that kind of a thing. My own Christianity doesn't stand for rubbish. My own Christianity has a class as it is. My own Christianity does not stand or tolerate rubbish. I am going to take it up with you. I am going to show you who I am. I am a Christian with wisdom and power. I am a wisdom with authority. I can use it on you. I am a Christian who knows my right. Ask somebody, are you a Christian? Note this. Your ability to endure all insults, your ability to endure intolerance, your ability to endure insolence makes you a true Christian. The word endurance is missing in the life of Christians today. We cannot endure. We cannot put up with rubbish. We cannot tolerate it. Note this. The Lord Spirit ministered to me that not just as many that are using Christianity are safe, are allowed to use it. Just as many are using Christianity to cover up their sinful past. Others are answering the title Christianity because of their present crisis. And once this crisis disappear, they leave Christ. They disappear in his presence. On the other side, many are not ready to be a Christian because they cannot see and feel the difference between you and them in terms of your life and lifestyles. And these are the people who have contaminated their Christianity garment and values. Ask somebody, are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Christians are people who live their lives after the life of Christ. So by this definition, a Christian is only allowed to fellowship. They are only allowed to have relationship and follow only Jesus Christ. He is the only way. I'm going to ask you this question. You know how many ungodly ways you have gone through when you are desperately in need of something? When you are under temporary pressure of this life, you know how many ungodly ways you've gone through, and you still sitting down and calling yourself Christian. Remember, Jesus says in the book of John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming unto the Father but by me. Every other ways are not godly. They are not Christianity. True Christians are called to be open-minded believers of Christ. They say it as it is. Their yes is always yes. Then no is always no. The Bible says in the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 37, it says, but let your communication be yes, yes. No, no, for whoever is more or whatever is more than this comment of evil. Matthew 5:37. Let your communication be what? Yes, yes. Let it be no, no. Whatever is more than this must be from evil. I'm going to ask you a question. You know how many times you have covered the truth because you want to cover yourself? How you a Christian? You know how many times you have said yes when you meant to say no? I'm going to ask you, are you a Christian? When we were in secondary school, we used to sing this song. Wherever you go, 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 go. Wherever you be, do not say yes when you mean to say no. I like my church. We are all at the house. Yes, yes. 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 We'll pass through those areas. If a normal person will sing it, they will not be putting those ideas up my background. They will just go straight. Church, can you recollect how many times your intention has contradicted your own action? Are you a Christian? You are the same one you, who bless people with your mouth, and in your heart you curse them. Are you a Christian? You say things people around you want to hear, not the godly truth any longer. Are you a Christian? No. Are you sure your own Christianity conforms with Christ's standard? Christians are people with the mindset of heaven. Their day-to-day thinking is grounded on how to make heaven. A true Christians, believe me, thinks of hope at every moment of their life. And this guides their actions. It guides their reactions as a form of preparation for the second coming of Christ. Their reaction to everything is simple. They always like, oh, how would Jesus feel about me doing this? How will God feel to hear me say this? Will I make heaven if Jesus find me doing this? The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 says something interesting. It says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God. Matthew 6:33. And his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. And the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 6 verse 16 verse 11. 1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 11. It says, seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face continually. What am I saying here? A true Christian, they seize heaven as home. And they are always hungry to make heaven. Are you a Christian? True Christians, they are not materialistic. You know how much wealth you are accumulating for yourself. And when millions of people are in absolute poverty, are you a Christian? A true Christian will not compromise anything for Christ's standard. You know how many times you bend the gospel ignorantly or purposefully because you have said the grace has covered it. Truly Christians, they do not live life of do or die. A true Christian will not live the life of is a do, is a die approach. They are Christians who dress beauty on the will and the word of God. You know how many times you have destroyed other person's personality for your own progress? Are you a Christian? A Christian, notice this. They don't live the life of do or die. You know how many times? I'm going to repeat it. You have destroyed other person's personality for your own progress. You want to move forward. And every other person, you push them backward. How are you a Christian? No. You want to climb up, another person around you, you stand on them. Are you a Christian? No. You know how many people you have led to shameful deportation. You know how many people you have led their life to shameful deportation. You know how many people have lost their job because of your own condemnatory comments? Are you a Christian? Because they offended you and you are God. Are you a Christian? True Christian preaches gospel to the whole world. They are so winners. True Christian, they seize and they always seize all available avenues to mention Jesus and his plan for this wicked world. Remember, the Bible says in the book of Acts chapter 10, verse 42. Acts 10, 42. And he commanded us, you and I, to preach unto the people and to testify that it is he which was ordained of God to be the judge of quick and dead. Acts 10, 42. How many of us have brought a soul to Christ in the last 1 week, in the last 1 month, in the last 1 year? By your own words, by your deeds. Are you a Christian? How many times this week have you discussed Christ and Christ-related issues with somebody? Are you a Christian? True Christians are not shameful to be called Christians. They are not shameful of the gospel. The Bible says in the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 16, for I am not ashamed. Romans 1 verse 16. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. For it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jews first, and also to the Greek. Sir, true Christians have people who seize their life unfolds after the plans and purposes of God for their lives. They say things like, it is well. Blessed are the name of the Lord. In every situation, they bless God. They say his name be glorified at every point in time. They see the bitterness of today as a step towards a better and blessed tomorrow. True Christians, they don't condemn their Christ-giving cross at every point in time. True Christians, they see themselves as clay in the hands of God. Just as written in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 64 verse 8. But now, O Lord, thou art our Father. Isaiah 64 verse 8. We are the clay, and thou art potter, and we are the work of thy hand. You remember, son, how many times you have doubted the existence of God and his credibility. Are you a Christian? You know how many times, without number, you have said, does God really exist? Are we making it up? Is God actually looking at me? Does he answer prayers? Are you a Christian? Can you count how many times you yourself you blasphemous Christ himself by the words of your mouth and your heart? I'm going to ask you, are you a Christian? No. True Christians, they stand out. They are the salt. They are the light. As the book of Matthew 5 verse 13 to 14 has said. They are role models. They receive compliments such as, oh sister, I wish I were you. Uncle, I wish my children were your children. I wish my children did just like yours. I wish my life was just like your life. You are wonderful. Which church do you go to? Uncle, it's peaceful knowing you, you know. I'm honored to know you. And note this. If you have not been receiving such godly initiated comments of such in your journey of life, you need to reevaluate your Christian life. Ask yourself, am I a true Christian? True Christians, they don't mislead others. With their words of mouth and lifestyles, they stand undiluted and are standing for crass words. You know how many people have left the presence of God just because they saw you there. I was in a church. I invited a brother. He never came back. He confided in me what he had suffered in the hand of one member he saw in that church that same day he came. He said, evangelist. I said, huh? He said, that man I saw in your church was the one I told you withheld my salary, wages for 6 months because I was using his paper. are Mrs. Controversial at work. And in the church, you are Mrs. Comfort. At work, nobody want to talk to you. They say, just leave her. Are you a Christian? So, you are Mr. Oshono. Mr. Solomon with many wives and many concubines outside there. But immediately you are in church, you are Mr. Solomon with wisdom. Are you a Christian?
No, sir.
True Christians are not putting Christ on the cross again. They are not perpetual and intentional sinners, drunk with wine, wherein in excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Are you a Christian? You fornicators, are you a true Christian? You abusers, you abuse people at work, at home, in church. You drug abusers, child abusers, relationship abusers. Are you a true Christian? Ask yourself. You gamblers, are you a true Christian? You idolaters. Some of us, we are secondary idolaters. We give money, we give our resources systematically to people who worship idols. Do you think you are really a true Christian? No. You wife beaters, destiny enslavers. Are you a Christian? You husband humiliators. Just because the poor man has got his paper through you, you have decided to abuse, to molest the poor man. Are you a Christian? You know how much you disrespect your husband at home, and you come to church, hello daddy. God bless you, man of God. And you know, your husband, for one day, has never received a word of honor from you. You keep comparing him to Mr. A, Mr. B. Are you a Christian? You are adulterous. Your husband can never satisfy you. You are too smart to be caught. But remember, you are always in the sight of God. Are you a Christian? You sexy sisters, you dress to kill. Your aim, knowingly and unknowingly, is to mislead vulnerable men into irresistible temptations. Are you a Christian? Remember, that body is a temple of Christ. You're going to one day give an account. Are you a Christian? You homosexuals, are you a true Christian? You practicing homosexuality, are you a true Christian? This is what the Bible says. 1 Corinthians, let's open. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Do you know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Do you know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. The sexually immorals, idolaters, adulterers, passive homosexual partners, practicing homosexuals. Church, I am rounding up. What if, note this, what if this is my last message? What if this is your last message you are hearing? What if this is your last Sunday? Your presence today here, sir, is not an error. God knows why you are here listening to this very message. What am I saying? What if Jesus comes today? Did you know that every action outside the command of Christ makes you a non-true Christian and eventually marked you unrighteous? And the Bible says every unrighteousness is a sin in the book of 1 John 5 verse 17. And the Bible says sinners shall not inherit godly kingdom in the book of Revelation 21 verse 8. The non-true Christians, they shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Let all eyes close. The Lord has given you another chance here. The Lord has given